All right.
All right, welcome to HD Holy Duo. This is Dialogue, folks.
You got your man Eddie. Ed.
And you see the title, you see the thumbnail. A new Christian trend is exposing the fake ones, and I'm here for it. I love it.
Let's get it.
So we're gonna talk about that today, and we're gonna give you some pointers. Maybe you guys have heard it before, maybe you guys haven't, but we're gonna point to you pretty much exactly what's going on with this trend and how you as a Christian can combat that, right? We call these things strongholds, where the opposing force, whether it be culture, whether it be the devil, Lucifer, whether it be your own desires, these things create strongholds in your minds, and strongholds are lies. Strongholds control society. So Mr. Ed's got his electrolyte juice,
Hey
okay?
man,
And
homemade Gatorade, baby.
homemade
Recipe
Gatorade.
is not gonna be in the description.
It's crazy, man. So yeah, let's get on with it. Actually, Eddie had sent me this video and he was like, "This is crazy." And I was like, "Hey, let me get that. We're gonna cover that this next stream." So that's exactly what we are doing. All right.
Let's get it, man.
So let me pop this up. Oh, it's got music, so I muted it.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a Christian, but I also believe in, yeah. And here we go. This is what we're here for. She's a Christian, but she also believes in. And this is probably going to lead a lot of Christians astray, or keep a lot of Christians
Mm-hmm.
from actually coming into the whole idea of being a Christian. Um, did you actually see this part, Eddie?
No, I didn't see this part.
Yeah.
So I'm in for a surprise here, but yeah, I mean, I just remembered um what this entails, and this is gonna be some cheese. That's all I'm saying.
It sure is going to be some cheese. So she covers a whole bunch of stuff here, a bunch of political stuff, which we don't really try to involve ourselves in, because personally, from my own perspective, there is a there's a much bigger scheme going on in the political realm that really, no matter which side you go with, you're gonna get played one way or the other. So it's not I don't really care too much for that. But what I do care more so about is using the Christian agenda or the Christian identity to basically um advocate for ideas and strongholds that directly oppose the Christian identity and theology. So consider this, right? Some of this stuff on here, like love is love. If you go back to our previous stream that we
Oh,
just
that lengua,
did,
yeah.
Kirk Franklin just fumbled the ball 1 yard line,
Oh man.
almost at the touchdown, and he just finds the best way to fumble it. And he did it so well. It's like he meant to do it, you know?
Yeah, I've never seen him score a touchdown. Well, no, that's not true. In this current era, in the last 5-10 years, I've never seen him score a touchdown.
Hey, and you know what's crazy? That's the same thing Mike Todd is doing too. And I found out that Mike Todd, he actually does the stuff that he does, the crazy stuff. He does it on purpose
Oh
because of
yeah,
social media influence.
yeah. It's all
Yeah.
about staying in the tabloids, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the game that if you play, you're obviously gonna be looking crazy.
Yeah. That's a funny kind. Like, blacks need their own league. Sick of them. Hey man, I don't know what that means, but let's keep going. So, if you want to explain, you can explain, but I have no idea what you mean. Um, but yeah, Mike Todd does the same thing using social media instead of actually using proper means. He just dresses crazy, says crazy stuff, says inflammatory things, does crazy stuff on stage, and it ends up making no sense. She says freedom. So here in where we're looking at her thing, she says freedom of speech and religion. Loving like Jesus is freedom of speech and religion. If I remember, Eddie Ed, weren't there religions in the Old Testament that Christ essentially warred against with Israel? Like, the religions that were sacrificing babies on
Yep. Yep.
burning
The Molech
altars.
participators. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yep. All of them.
Yeah. As far as I remember, that's not really a part of the Bible. Look, you can have your freedom of religion, but when it directly opposes the love of humans, like humans flourishing, that's not freedom, because
You
it's at
know,
expense of someone else.
man, I did something that came in my head, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people love trying to make Christian believers, people that believe the Bible and that living according to the word. They make them or they make us seem like we're the ones that hate people
Yeah.
when we're the one that's against debauchery and
Mm.
everything thereof. We're not for killing kids. We're not for genocide. We're not for all these things. But when you talk about, you know, you know, we're against women with women, men with men, all of a sudden we're devils.
Hey.
That's the one thing that, because people disagree with, they now they're calling us all these other all these names. Like, wouldn't isn't that crazy? We
Yeah, it's
we
kind of
stand
crazy.
for life and that thereof that the Bible speaks of, which is good. But we're living in a day where they call evil good and good evil.
Yes.
And I hope somebody asks the question, what does that mean? Because I want to tell you, but let's move forward.
So I want to share this real quick, because you bring up an actual a valid point, and this is what it's actually called when people do this to us. It's called gaslighting, right? So what the definition of gaslighting is, it's a form of psychological manipulation where a person makes someone else question their own reality, perceptions, and sanity. So, like us Christians, we're here.
Yeah, the definition ready for you guys, man. That's
Yo,
crazy.
like we're saying, like, oh no, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, and someone's like, is it really? Like, can we, like, it's not that bad, and we can just go ahead and say it's just freedom of speech and religion, and it's just love is
Hey,
love.
hey, hold on, hold on. We getting really spicy. Look, you have a chunk of doodoo. Let's just be nasty. You
Okay.
have a chunk of doodoo. I'm gonna scrape a little chunk of doodoo and put it on your plate. It's
Mm,
just a little bit of doodoo,
mm, mm,
right? It's just a little bit.
mm.
It's just a little bit. Don't worry about it. Doodoo, hey, and here's my real answer. I don't want that on my plate because doodoo is doodoo. I don't care if it's a smidget or a microparticle. If somebody tell me, yeah, we found some microparticles of doodoo on the plate, but you can't see it, so it's okay. No, I'm not eating off of that plate. I want a new one, or you gotta wash it clean. It
Mm.
doodoo is doodoo. So I'm saying sin is sin, wrong is wrong.
Mm.
Like, let's not do a little dash of this. No, if it's wrong, it's wrong. Stop playing. Call it
But
what it is.
Eddie Ed, what about gaslighting?
Gaslighting is,
How are they gonna feel good
oh
about
yeah,
what
Phil.
they believe?
Yeah, see, and it's this is the part where people don't, now they become delusional. Now it's it's everything is everything. That's why they say love is love. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah,
Now
it
at
is
that point
kind
you're
of
no longer uh you're no longer sticking with logic. Logic is now gone because now the doodoo, you don't feel like it's doodoo on there, so doodoo's not on there. One microscopically, if it's a little bit of doodoo, it's still a little bit of doodoo. Anyway,
hey, it's holy doo doo, you know?
yeah. Hey, whoa, hold on, don't give them ammo.
Hey, look,
Don't give.
but if it's holy doo doo, it's fine to get a little bit in your mouth.
Okay, whoa, yo, you gonna get us in trouble,
All
man.
right, all right. Look. Hey, all right, I'm gonna let it go. Okay, let's keep covering this inflammatory post because we're not the inflammatory ones. All right, she says, loving like Jesus is gun control. So basically, taking away the privilege for normal people to have, ability to defend themselves, while at the same time giving everyone who wants to be a criminal the ability to have those things. So it makes sense. It almost sounds like she's not really thinking through this when she posted this, but let's keep going. No one is illegal on a floating rock unless I own the rock and I say you can't come here, and then they force their way here. Am I wrong?
Ah,
Okay, so the good example of this would be if someone just walks into your house and says, "Yeah, I need to take a shower. Where's your bathroom?" You're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. I don't want you in here." And the person is like, "But this is this is a box. Like you just live in a box, and I
it's just-
just come in here and shower. What's your problem?" And you're like, "Dude, you better take a step back, or else the gun control that I don't have is gonna get you."
hey, hey, you a box? You don't see this triangular ceiling I got? What you
All right.
mean a box?
yo, yo, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is more funny than serious. I thought this was gonna be more serious.
Hey,
All right.
it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Love thy neighbor. Sure, the Bible does
Okay,
say that.
great. Yep, I'm
Okay.
with that.
Empathy. Empathy is what, like basically feeling for people, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, that's great.
Okay.
You know,
So
give to the needy, give to the poor. Exactly.
yes, because being poor and needy is not a good thing. So you give to
Yeah.
those people. But like,
Mhm.
okay, we could go down the rabbit hole with the empathy thing because it can be used as a tool against what's actually good, like what Kirk Franklin just said about the alphabet community. He really feels for them. He loves them. You know, we're all human beings. We're all sinful, and therefore I cannot tell you what the Bible tells me because of empathy. Right? That's when
Okay.
empathy becomes a problem.
All right.
All right, let's keep going. Rights to marriage. Um, So like who created marriage? What's the idea of marriage? Um as far as I understand, marriage is like a religious thing where it only really makes sense for religious people to be married. I get it. There's some non-religious people who get married and they do it well, you know, they play the roles well. But like the whole point of marriage is to have God in the center of it. And so if you're not religious, who's in the center of it but your own selfish desires, which skyrockets divorce as we're seeing like 60 to 7% divorce rates. No, actually it's lower than that. I think it's like around 50. Um, but the thing here also is Christian divorce rates are higher, right? It's like 30 something percent. But wait, she's a Christian. But wait, she's
So
saying
she
all this
said.
stuff that's non-Christian. Like, what'd you say?
I said, so she says.
See, so this is where I was going. This trend is exposing fake Christians because they're literally telling us the things that they don't believe about the Bible. And I'm going to play that clip
Oh yeah,
about the girl next because people are actually literally just making up stuff about the
making
Bible at
stuff
this
up.
time.
It's
It makes no
it's
sense.
totally ridiculous.
Yes, it's
It's
actually kind of
totally
crazy.
ridiculous, man. When you guys hear this for my real ones out there, you're gonna hear it. Yeah, you're gonna hear it for yourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, let's keep going. Pro-choice. Okay, we know it's not pro-choice, it's pro whatever you want the person to do. Uh affordable healthcare. I don't know why you don't live in a country that has affordable healthcare like Canada. Apparently Canada is horrible with that stuff. Equality. Um yeah. Says like the 110-pound girl. Look, man, this stuff is crazy. Let's just go ahead and jump into this next video because this her post is a little bit inflammatory. I think it makes people, it's just to make people feel some kind of way. Um, but then, oh, one last thing. She put on as the title, she put as the title, call me names, but hateful will never be one. Hateful. Hateful is the word that I want us to focus on here because here's the bait and switch. I'm a Christian. and God tells me to love people. So I'm going to love people to the extent that it actually begins to offend God. But you can't call me hateful for loving people. So then can I call you hateful for hating God's word then? Wouldn't that be the thing?
Mm.
Am I far off?
I mean, no, I don't think you're far off.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, you can't say you agree with God and then disagree with him. Now, what most people just heard me say is that, oh, you have to agree with God, but if you feel so, this is what I'm not saying. I'm not saying to not have a misunderstanding, or I'm not saying to not feel bad about certain things that God tells us, because as we're growing and learning, there are going to be some things that are hard to come by for us, you know. Go through that process but get there, you know. So I'm not saying don't have a question or don't have a point of misunderstanding where you have to get clarity, have to get understanding, have to grow to be able to really, you know, fully cooperate in that with the Lord.
Hmm.
Go through that, because that's a part of the process. But what I'm saying is that you can't agree and reject.
Yeah.
You have to agree fully. Like, you have to fully commit to the Lord and his word, or else you're fighting against what you say you agree with.
Mm.
And how can that work? You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's you can't resist and not at the same time. It's either you're resisting
Yeah.
or you're not resisting. You
Yeah.
know, but to have struggle with understanding, that's totally fine, because we all don't understand everything.
Yeah. But you can tell she's obviously heard a bunch of stuff on social media. So my problem isn't that she believes this stuff necessarily. My problem is that she feels bold enough to put it on social media. And so if you feel bold enough to put it on social media, I think it's fair for other people to comment on what you've just put on social media and give you the objective truth about it, right? So it's not like we're bullying her, but if you're bold enough to stand in front of thousands of people, I think she's got millions of views on this thing, 12.5K comments. I think it's fair to say we are allowed to critique you. So let's jump into the next clip right here. And this is the clip that actually that puts things into perspective a bit.
Oh, shout out to Aaron Page.
Yep. Yep. Right down here. Yeah, and this is the full title of the video if you want to go on his video, his channel, and watch it.
I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, but I do not believe everything that's in the Bible. I know God, I know Jesus, but I know everything in the Bible is not for me. I'm aware that the Bible was altered. I'm aware that it was changed, translated, and rearranged to keep certain people in power and to keep certain people under control, certain people in fear, and certain people in poverty. When I read the Bible, if it feels like God is saying it, Jesus is saying it, I take it. If it feels like fear, I leave it. Burning in eternity after you die because you sinned, that feels like fear. I don't believe in that. I also understand that we're spiritual beings in human bodies or physical bodies, and our physical body, when we die, stays on this 3D planet or this 3D world, and our spirit goes back to its heavenly resting place. How can you burn a spirit for eternity? How can you burn air? How can you burn a ghost? You can't. So I don't believe everything that's in the Bible. I believe what serves me. I believe what feels good, what resonates.
My husband.
Okay. That's I
This is
think that's
crazy, man.
yeah. Yeah.
Tell me
So
where you want to go on this one.
what do you got? What do you got?
Man, as you heard her say from her mouth, as you heard her say upon the mouth,
Mm-hmm.
she said, if it feels, like, huh?
Why are you so shocked, man? What's going on? What's running through your mind?
Feels. What does that got to do with the truth?
You know, some people have supernatural feelings.
I
Like
don't
it
feel,
was,
look. I don't. I could say I don't feel like people are dying in other countries. I don't feel like they are. I don't feel that there's massive, killings in Nigeria right now. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it's happening. Oh, wait, no, but we get off track. I don't feel like it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, guys, you cannot go based off of your feeling. The truth is the truth, and what's true, we're gonna stick with the truth. The truth is the truth. Like the sky is the sky is up there. Because you feel like the sky's not there, doesn't change what the reality is. She said, and this is why I say you can't reject and agree at the same time, or resist and agree at the same time, because then it can't work. Either you gotta reject or resist or agree. Because she feels like, or because she doesn't understand, because she mentioned, how can a ghost get burnt forever and ever?
exactly.
Because she has that misunderstanding, because she doesn't understand what the spiritual world is like, which most of us don't know based on experience wise, because we're still living here. But there's other people that have have had experiences in the Bible that have come back and told us. But because you don't understand that from your human perspective, you feel like it's not real, or you feel like it can't happen. You feel like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, there was a lot of ignorant in her thing.
It had no basis of any grounds of consistent logic, because
Yeah, for real.
feel. Feeling don't mean nothing when it comes to the truth. Somebody could say, "Hey, I think your tire I think your tire has a nail," or let's just say, "I think you're driving slow." Like, let's say, like, you got into to some kind of street altercation, and somebody behind you was like, "Hey, you're driving slow. Like the speed limit is 45 miles per hour. Duke or Duquette is driving 20 miles per hour." The person's like, you get pulled over with the person, like, "Hey, you're driving too slow." Well, I felt like I was driving fast. Well, the standard is 45 and you were at 20. Obviously, you're driving way below, normal speed limits. So I'm using that example as there's a standard of truth, and that is it. Whatever you go above and beyond is above and beyond. That is not on that grounds of truth. So you can't, because you feel like you're going fast or slow, you are not standing on truth. You were below it. You disregarded the reality of. So this whole feeling thing is ridiculous. I mean, I know there's a lot of ways I can explain it better, but it was crazy to hear her say that, because she feels like this, that means it's true. Her feelings are
Yeah, that
true.
means it's true. Absolutely. Yeah. And
What a
there's no
ridiculous way.
repercussion. Yeah, there's no repercussion for what if you're wrong.
Look, go feel like nothing's going to happen to you in a male's prison and see what happens.
Well,
huh? No, because we hear stories about what go on, right? But she don't feel like it goes on. How about you go? I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the feeling thing is the whole point of this trend. Is there's a lot of feelings out there, and the idea that your feelings can dictate reality is actually kind of crazy, because she doesn't, like you said, because she doesn't understand how spirits burn. Because so let's just be honest. She's basically saying the Bible is a lie. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like all of these other Christians are also saying. Because you don't look at your birth certificate. And the example of you gave of the speed limit is perfect. It's great. It's a good one because there's an objective speed limit that we have to hit. And if you go 30 miles an hour instead of 45, you're technically allowed to be pulled over. Just like if you go 70 miles per hour over, even though it's 45, you get pulled over. So she said she listed a whole bunch of stuff. It's been translated. It's basically been copyrighted. So it'd be essentially someone owns it in a way. And they own it because it put someone in power. And it's used to control people. Like, so I'm assuming she's talking about slavery times, the African American history of slavery, because they used it, took out a bunch of stuff to use it to control African Americans. So then why are we even commenting on the Bible? What do you want from the Bible?
At this point, we don't know what why I should bring it up, because if you just want to pick and choose what you like and disregard the other truths, you are definitely deceiving yourselves. You are not wholeheartedly, committed. You're not wholeheartedly committed. You can't pick and choose what you like and just keep that as what it is, because guess what? If you just have cold water, but you need hot water too to balance out, how are you going to get the hot water? Or how are you going to have a balance? Basically what I'm saying, like, you have to have both sides of the realities. There's life and there's death. The Bible talks about both of them, and both are realities. Do people die today? Yes. Do people still live today? Yes. Do people go somewhere after they die? Yes. Where are they going? They either going to hell or heaven. Those are two realities. Just because you love heaven don't mean hell don't exist.
Right.
Just because you reject hell don't mean. This is very. I don't know the word for it. This is beyond anything that I can. Goodness gracious, man.
Yeah, but you can see why I love this trend, because it shows us these are the people that call themselves Christians, but they actually believe nothing about Christianity. If, like Edier was saying in the beginning, if they give you a plate full of 5-star Michelin food, but then on the corner you got a little dot of doo-doo, are you gonna eat that plate? You're gonna be like, heck no, take this plate back.
I don't want no doo-doo garnish. I've never seen anybody with doo-doo garnish, baby.
Doo-doo garnish.
That's crazy.
Hey, yeah, but that's how these Christians are acting. They're acting like they're actual doo-doo garnish. Like there is this whole meal of Christian ideology and theology, and they just keep putting these little doo-doo garnishes on it, like they're little opinions. No one cares about your opinions, right? If anyone is going to care about your opinions, it's going to be the people that agree with you. Christians don't agree with you because you're not actually communicating Christian opinions. You're communicating doo-doo opinions, like you're just injecting stuff in it. So that's the reason why I love this trend, is because it's exposing Christians, people who call themselves Christians, for who they are. People that dodge and duck and say things just to feel like they're doing what's right for the culture instead of what's good for humanity per God's word. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to me. One question I would have for these girls is, hey, what if you had a boyfriend that whenever he felt like it, he DM'd other girls? Whenever he felt like it, he changed the background of his phone to like a random Instagram girl's picture, where they got the booty showing, the tops showing, all kinds of crazy poses, but he's dating you. How would that feel? How would that feel? Can you tell me how that would feel? Probably feel bad. So that's why I think these trends are actually needed in society, because it exposes more and more people. And when we give our opinion on these things, hopefully they see it and they're like, oh, well, maybe let me reconsider what the Bible actually says, instead of just saying a whole bunch of nonsense. So You got any last words, Eddie Ed?
Yeah, this is a problem, man. This is a huge problem. If you base your walk with Christ based on feelings, because many seasoned believers out there, people that have gone through a lot of things, people that have been with, walk with the Lord through the tough and rugged seasons of their life, they'll tell you, hey, you're gonna have some feelings, but if you don't stand on the truth, you're gonna allow yourself to be washed up. Here and now, we are gonna go through some challenges, but just because we feel a certain way at certain moments doesn't validate your it doesn't mean that because you feel this way, God isn't, on your side. Just because you feel this way, God isn't working on your behalf. Like that doesn't validate whether God is staying faithful to his word, which you are a part of, if you are following him or not. Your feelings are going to come and go.
Yeah.
But that's okay. How you respond when they come, that's where we see your true character. Are you going to deny Christ, when you feel that he didn't do what he said he was going to do? When it's so many things about even that point, but don't allow your feelings to dictate the truths, especially about scripture and in your day-to-day life. Because yes, things are going to happen, but just because we feel certain stuff in certain moments doesn't mean that God is not who he says he is. Doesn't mean that the truths and the realities aren't truths and realities. Like things will get better. Things do get better. And if you allow yourself to get caught up in the feelings, you might just be stuck there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey, I think he said it well. He said it right. The truth is actually supposed to dictate your feelings, not the other way around. Even when it hurts, even when it feels very uncomfortable. Yeah. So, and with that, thank you guys for joining us. It was a fun stream. That was crazy. I was hoping for a more serious thing, but it turns out these people on these trends are clowns.
Disappointed.
Just like their father, Kirk Franklin. I had to say it. I'm sorry.
Hey, D's alone on this one.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Y'all get D in the comments, man.
Look, man. Kirk Franklin might as well have been this girl in this picture. He might as well have been the background picture, bro. Might as well. Thank you guys for joining our stream. It's dialogue, man. Folks.
It's Eddie yet.
All right, y'all. See you guys next time.
Catch you guys. Peace.